house and try to watch it. Trying to get my last little taste of basketball. I was telling Marcus that I don't necessarily have like a team that I'm going for, whether it's the Suns or the Bucks. My buddy's a big Bucks fan, but I'm just kind of rooting for a game 7 just to get one game of extra basketball in.
And gambling in?
Yeah, and gambling because I'm a big DraftKings user, and DraftKings is a sponsor, so I'll give them a little shout out. But yeah, I like to put a bunch of lineups in for the NBA Finals, and last game I won about $50. So.
Do you have a lineup already to go for tonight?
No, I haven't got a chance to look at it yet.
Mm-hmm.
They put different values on every player, and they change game to game, and a lot of it's based on how they played in the last game.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to mix and match stars with like middle tier players with like a guy that gets a few minutes a game and just tries to, maybe has a breakout game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's difficult because I play in pools that have about 50,000 lineups. So there's almost every possible lineup is probably in there somewhere.
So when the Bucks win tonight, are we going to proclaim Jordan Nwora better than Devin Booker?
Here's the problem with that, Steve, and it's not a problem what you're saying, but it is kind of the truth. The Homer Simpson meme. I'm seeing a lot of Devin Booker Kentucky championship kind of do the Homer Simpson back into the bushes, like, oh, I mean, it's just NBA. I don't really care, but listen, when it was 2-0, Steve, it was. We won for UK, yeah, Devin Booker is UK. Yeah, now it's kind of going away. So, yes, Steve, to answer your question, yes, I will celebrate it like Jordan brought home our NBA championship.
Yeah, one year, a guy we loved in Jordan Nwora, Pops Nwora, Moms Nwora, the whole family that loved us and we loved them, and he's 1 year, 1 for 1. Dang. I'm going to say what put the Bucks over.
Who else could it be?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, no, 1 for 1, dude. 1 year, one NBA title, and I'm going to use that for if COVID hadn't taken the tournament out, Louisville's going to win the national championship.
He would have two. He would have 2 actual championships.
Yeah, without a doubt, 100%. There's some other good stuff happening too. Is my echo better?
It is.
Take care of
yes,
that?
It's definitely better.
Okay, awesome. A couple other things today. I mean, I'll just toss out there. The Louisville offensive line's getting a lot of love. We'll have to chat about that a little bit.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I did see where maybe another banner, another thing going up in the rafters. It's kind of been made official.
I was gonna say you hadn't been on there since the Russ Smith official announcement. He will.
So when is the tweet coming out? 5 will be 6.
I think we're a long ways away from that. unless Malik Williams does something this year that we didn't expect him to do. I think that's our next best hope to get the 5 will be 6 put out there. But here's the thing, Steve. I don't want to let this one get away. We're early in the show. I don't want to let this moment get away real quick. Drew Diener.
That was. It's funny. I was about to say. So, let's get to what really needs to be talked about. Drew Diener.
Hold on.
Well, okay. Mm-hmm.
Drew Diener. He stepped outside of his comfort zone. He was an umpire for the largest softball game in Louisville history.
Yeah.
With the show. He did an umpiring job. He did a good job. He was focused. He played to the crowd. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. And I am really, really happy for him jumping out there. Although, how on brand was it for Drew Diener to have to throw out? That kid was running his little lungs out to make it home as a pinch runner, Steve. And Drew called him out with the least bit of compassion I've ever seen in the umpire.
Listen, I don't want to not give Drew his roses today or take away from him,
Right.
but Drew doesn't get me to a Final Four, right? So Drew understands when I look at that play, I only see one thing. First off, well, I see two. First off, the call was right. The kid was out.
The call was
Good
right.
job, Drew. Protect the sanctity of the game.
Yes. Nate Huber was very proud.
But let's not let it go by that, yes, Drew Diener called him out. But in order to get out, you got to be tagged.
Mm.
And Gabe Wisnitzer was not afraid to tag that little kid right on out. He was not
He
gonna let that kid score.
You thought Gabe was gonna give him the little
yeah, just hey, Gabe. It's perfect. Gabe's 7 foot, swipe high. Oh man, he was short. Dude, good score there. Gabe was like, nope, I'm in position. Ball in,
bang,
pop, you out. Look, Gabe, and then here's the thing: Gabe looked right at Drew.
Right.
Drew called it out. Gabe dropped the ball, jogged to the dugout.
Gabe looks great, by the way.
And Gabe does. Listen, there is a conversation here we're going to have to get to about how good some of these guys look. Like this was, it was nice seeing my basketball team out there running around.
And I knew it again yesterday. It was not hype. It was, listen, you're going to enjoy a couple of things. Get to see some of the finest athletes not be able to do something you can do. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of just average Joes can play a little softball. That's just one of them things you kind of grow up doing a little bit. So I knew some of those guys would just look totally like fish out of water, So you get to have fun kind of laughing about that. But you get to see them in all their athletic prowess, just physically. You get to see what your guys look like out there. Gabe definitely has a transformation look to him for starters.
And then Ellis 4-4, home run, a triple.
They knew he was gonna. For some reason, they knew Ellis was just like, yeah, he can play.
He was the number one pick, and apparently, I mean, it was like going into it. I guess in the practices they had, everybody was like, he's like really good.
So he's a total legit. So Ellis ringer for the gas bags.
Listen. Look, I said they already. They need something. No, well, obviously I'm out of town again this week. So
one thing also I want to throw in here before we just like totally lose our way. Listen, I know you're trying your best not to go off on the player part of it. There's one question.
So tough.
Yeah, I know. There's one question I want to ask, and I'm going to open up the text lines. I have it right here in front of me, people. I got to ask you this question, and I got to ask Brian Hall this question. Okay. So Drew was totally out of his element, right? Or he got out of his element to do the umpiring. While Nate Huber was correcting him, critiquing him and his position, right? Mm-hmm. The critique I had for Drew Diener is make your call more emphatic, right? I was thinking about it, and what is it? Naked Gun? Is that the name of it? Where they had Naked Gun 1, 2, and 3?
That's what
Okay. Where the umpire, it just is extra. So I was thinking about it, Steve, and I was like, I think I would be one of those obnoxious baseball umpires. Just
TV Maven.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I would totally be right. Yeah. I would have some kind of call like that. Just they're like, man, I hate. Yeah, right. So that would be your call, Brian.
Oh yeah, no, and I have a big motion to it. Do the out symbol with it a bit.
Steve, what about you?
Man,
give me your strike 3, you're out.
See, I kind of like what you said though. I kind of like hitting them with the got him. It's like shoot. It's like you struck out, bro.
Right? Yeah, man, get out of here.
Yeah. Go on.
Yep, that's strike 3. Head to the bench.
Listen, but here's the thing.
Yep, you're out.
I was thinking about that, and I'm like, you have to have a little something inside of you to be that umpire, right?
Yeah.
So, Steve, I got to ask this question. I got to pose it to the listeners. This is just one thing I want to get everybody to keep in the back of your mind. Steve, Brian, right now, quick, give me what pops in your mind. Jerk, a job that requires being a jerk. Do you think you would enjoy? Just because, listen, we have those jobs. We have parking lot monitor guys, tow truck guys. What are some of the jobs that require you to be a jerk that you think you might like on the low?
In Chicago, Max, that where the servers legitimately can just kind of be rude to you?
Like
Steve, Steve was talking about that.
Oh yeah,
Dick's Last Resort.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the one in Chicago. There's a different one in Chicago, but it's the same same basis.
Brian, you would enjoy being a server, sitting around talking bad about everybody?
No, I'm not good at it because I'm the person that's always like, oh, I'm sorry. Like I'm the guy that apologizes when I shouldn't apologize.
And that's not fair anyways. You can't pick that restaurant because then you're like, yeah, you're being mean, but they know you're going to be mean.
Right. What comes to mind for you, Steve?
I'm trying to think because I often look and it's terrible,
it's
but
somebody
I often
you
look at the parking meters, guys.
Right.
And I pass this one each morning, and I hope he doesn't listen. But I pass this one each morning. I'm driving into the studio, and I'm like, you enjoy this.
Right.
You get out of the car and you're like, oh, I'm gonna find somebody on the park today.
But here's the thing, Steve. I started wondering, like, if I held the pen and paper, if I made the call, if I was the parking lot spotter, would I be like, what's my man's name in Friday After Next? Day. Like Day just we got action. I think I would see myself as a parking lot spotter. Just I can't wait for somebody, because sometimes we see it in the studio and we're like, oh, they got him. Part of me said, okay, I hate that guy. But if I was that guy, I may love it.
This is a hard question for me to answer. Yeah, because like I think you got to have something in you,
right?
To be like, to work at a tow place. Like imagine waking up and just going, I'm gonna start a tow business.
No, but here's what I was thinking too, Steve. I was wondering about this kind of a while back. Bill collector, right?
Yeah,
I remember just I don't know if I knew somebody or something, but they were like, I got a call and I get, basically I think they get a cut of, whatever they are able to get out of people, right?
Collect. Yeah.
And I was thinking about it, and they were like, I mean, listen, it's not my fault they owe. So, I don't take it personal. I just say, hey, you owe, and we need to make some arrangements for you to pay, and I'm like, what about when they get mad at you? It's like, they're not mad at me, like, you owe. So I was listening to that perspective, and I'm like, huh.
See, and I kind of agree with that, because person who just doesn't pay their bills, like, I'm like, yeah, I got no sympathy on you. You know what I mean? But like, a person who falls on hard times, but then also I'm
it's
like,
the don't get attitude with me thing. Like, listen, you can tell me, hey, I can't do it, blah. But if you get mad at the bill collector caller, then you got the problem.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's 100%. That's 100% fair. But also, the last time we were at Disney, and this time, I guess there are other things, but like now you don't have to wear a mask, right? So, but last time we came, you did, and it was like, most people complied with it, and people, every once in a while you'd have people that kind of were getting lax with it, and somebody would just come up very nicely. A worker would, hey, could you pull that up? Okay, whatever. That's fine. That's the requirements in here. I can deal with that. I knew what the requirements were. So, but I think you could tell that there were a couple of those workers were like, I'm coming today.
Right.
And I'm going to find somebody with that mask 1 inch below their nose. And when I find it below their nose, like, I'm going to umpire them. And it was like, you just couldn't wait to tell a kid. like a 2-year-old,
Right.
Like, like, is he 2? Gotta have it, or you're not going in. And it was like, dude, bro, chill. So like,
your boy in the Yum Center, Steve.
Oh yeah, that's the best one. That's the winner. You win. He prays to God. God himself.
If you've ever tried to cross the bottom floor at the Yum Center in our corner, you know what I'm talking about, y'all. My guy that sits down if I was an usher at the Yum Center, maybe I would turn into him.
Yeah.
Actually, ironically, my father is the only person to ever survive the
yeah.
The usher.
Don't know how he did it.
I don't know how he did.
Maybe he just had a look about him that was like, man, this man saw some things. Look, but whatever it was, that he got through there. But that man I've watched him hold off. He held off Satterfield.
Yeah, right. Satterfield, like staff.
Rocco was like, no, he's the coach.
Literally.
And the guy was like,
this event
I'm gonna have to see a pass.
Listen, the event is literally for him right now. Like, you do realize they're announcing him as the head coach or something. Right?
Oh yeah, it was awesome, man. And that's not a joke, y'all. Like, Rocco literally had to walk up like, hey man, you can go through. Like, like that. The guy was like, look, you don't have ID. It was right after Satterfield got hired. He was like, you don't have ID, you're not coming through here. I was like, I'm watching this happen. I'm like, oh my gosh. Satterfield's probably like, what have I done?
And he never got removed, so he must be excellent at his job, Steve.
Yeah. No, nobody's pushing the court from that area. I guarantee
Texas says the one I couldn't do is the repo man.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm like, you just enjoy that. And it's like, dude, somebody's going to come out with no car. And now sometimes they deserve it. I will say that. Sometimes you deserve it. Like, I saw a car get towed the other day leaving Animal Kingdom. They had parked in a handicap spot up front, right? With no parking pass. And it was just a man, a dude and his girlfriend, right? And they got him. And they come out and they're all mad and stuff. And this is the only reason I know is because we heard the conversation,
Right.
And the dude's like, listen, man, y'all parked in this handicap spot. It's clearly marked handicap. Like, so I was like, yeah, I don't feel bad for you, bro. Like, you clearly broke the rules. Like, dude, like,
Texas says, best job to be a jerk, a dress code enforcement dude, club bouncer, the pants are too baggy, solid color t-shirts only. That's a good point. Yeah,
you are all hall monitors as kids.
Yeah, right.
We're all on the safety patrol.
Dress code bouncer at the club is a perfect. I like being a jerk job.
Do you have to be to kind of bring it back to sports for a second? Do you think? I think that baseball, like, you have to be the biggest jerk to like out of all the sports, right? I mean, and I'm asking, I might be wrong. But like, okay, we'll just keep it to basketball, football, and baseball. Like, I think you have to be the biggest jerk to do baseball, right? I'm sorry, like Nate's back there, like, God, dude. But I mean, right? Like, because like you've got to just want this. Like,
I mean, and you have to know you have to wake up and know the crowd is gonna think about this. Drew made the right call, and
100%,
and the entire stadium booed him. Listen, actually, Blake and Baker said Vince Tyree and Christy Mack and everybody was up there heckling him the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's like, dude, look, and I felt bad for Drew. Drew said this morning, and it was a sad thing. He was like, they did a poll or something, and I was listening to a few minutes with my showers with Drew, and it was like, that's what I call it in the morning. And he was like, yeah, those people just don't like me though. So I was like, oh.
Telling people the ice cream machine at McDonald's is down.
That is true. That's a good one too, because they get a little too much joy. Like,
yeah, right.
No, we don't have McFlurries today.
Like you got to be a natural dream crusher to be able to just say that and not
cool. That's why I go to Dairy Queen for my ice cream.
Wait, he takes the cake on this.
Is your Big Mac machine working? That's all I care about.
He says, so pretty much, Texas says, so pretty much anyone that works at Baxter Avenue.
That's pretty funny.
Is that the dress? That's the dress code capital of the world.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
So I was trying to think of ones I would like, but the more we talk about them out loud, it's like, no, that's one of those, like, you would do that job for a day and then I would have to quit.
Yeah, it would be like, if I could do this in somebody else's skin, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, myself, I just can't do it. I don't want to ruin somebody's day. I mean, for the most, an average person.
Texas says lawyers.
Yes, lawyers is a good one.
You have to have something in you to say, yes, I represent Miss Kathleen Turner, and yeah, we feel like she's entitled to 76% of everything he's ever made in his life.
I know, right? Well, you gave me a pep talk just the other day, even kind of moving into realty and different things about, hey man, because I had a situation with the former landlord where you were like, no, you've got to go get that money. Like, you can't just let them take you.
Yeah, that was right. That was to me, that was an adulting moment where you just say, no, I'm not gonna just charge this one to the game. I want my I want my $40 because you're a millionaire on stealing $40 at a time from everybody. And no, I'm not going to let you capitalize on me. Texas says drill sergeant. Coach,
drill sergeant's necessary.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, no. I don't say drill sergeant only because I'm like, these are the people fighting to make sure that I'm not in captivity. Like,
is that TV Teddy?
TV Teddy. Like, yes, like you enjoy that. Like, you enjoy people being angry at you. It's like, dude. Even though I will say, like, in wrestling, I would much rather be the heel. I think it's easier to get people to hate you in this world than it is to get people to like you.
Oh yeah, just radio's the same way. Quick commercial break. Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville.
We are so proud to have brought the price relief to the people of Louisville that they deserve.
Wendy Canavan, Vice President of Genesis Diamonds, reflecting on Genesis Diamonds' first decade in Louisville.
We have shaken up the marketplace because our prices are incredibly lower.
The fact is, before Genesis, everyone here paid more.
Diamond prices were higher. It was kind of like there was a standardized pricing. Everybody charged it and the customers bought it.
But now you get access to the world's finest diamonds at true direct importer prices.
They're amazed when they see how far their dollar goes at Genesis Diamonds and the beauty and quality of our diamonds.
Is this the year you get engaged or celebrate a milestone anniversary? Get the value you deserve at Genesis.
Customers say, I've heard your radio commercials. I can honestly tell you it's true. We hear it every day. We never lose a customer over price.
Genesis Diamonds, proud to be a part of this amazing city going into our 11th year with tens of thousands of satisfied customers. Shelbyville Road Plaza.
Hey, Card Nation, let's be honest. The real estate market in Kentucky is booming. And whether you want to buy or sell a home, now is the perfect time to do it. With interest rates at an all-time low and programs that can get you in a home for no money down. Want to learn more? It's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart with Dream JP Pirtle. Derek is available virtually around the clock to listen, understand, and help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
You're listening to 93.9 The Ville, your home for the Diener Show, 7 to 10 a.m.
This expansion is for 12 on here rather than 8. The thing that I wonder then at that point, though, what becomes of the regular season?
Middays with Marcus Maben, 10 to noon.
This is a year Louisville basketball is looking to make a run.
And afternoons with Mark Ennis on the drive.
The schools are going to be super conservative at first, but then eventually everyone's going to play ball here together.
This is 93.9 The Ville and the ESPN Louisville app.
At Kroger, we know there's never a good time to run out of fresh. Luckily, our delivery and free pickup make it easy to grab what you need. So whether it's a few extra buns for the backyard barbecue or some miscellaneous munchies for movie night, we make it easy to get back to being you. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Get more ways to save at the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Just buy 5 or more participating items and save $1.
Of
Workforce. Look no further. UPS Jobs Kentucky is now hiring at upsjobsky.com. Right now, we are offering up to $18.50 an hour. You may even be eligible for a program that helps you graduate college completely debt-free and could also include a $325 a month living allowance paid directly to you. Follow us at UPS Jobs Kentucky and apply today at upsjobsky.com.
I'm Ethan Moore.
And I'm Taylor Lynch.
Check out Louisville Sports Live, the city's longest running all U of L sports talk show, every Wednesday at 6 o'clock right here on 93.9 The Ville.
All the best local and national guests talking all things Louisville football, basketball, and recruiting.
Every Wednesday at 6 right here on 93.9 The Ville. And follow us on Twitter at Elville Sports without an O live.
And check out the website, LouisvilleSportsLive.net. Go Cards.
Did you know that 1 Kentuckian in 6 struggles with food insecurity? That's why Kentucky Farm Bureau has helped raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for the Kentucky Hunger Initiative. Contributions that help neighbors in need put food on the table. You see, Kentucky Farm Bureau does more than just insure homes and autos. We help ensure that our fellow Kentuckians get help when they need it most. Kentucky Farm Bureau. Big on commitment.
Fire's in! Oh, what a firecracker from Jimmy McLaughlin! Hey, it's Jeff Greer. Lou City is back in action Friday as the boys in purple hit the road to take on Colorado Springs. Join Casey Whitfield and me starting at 8:45 for pregame coverage, followed by the game broadcast at 9 p.m., and it's all right here on ESPN 680, 105.7, 93.9 The Ville, and the ESPN Louisville app.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
I got out and about, and then we're having a good time. And
give me your plans. Who is you with? What did y'all talk about? Tell us publicly where exactly you went.
It was the, hey man, you need to get out the house kind of crew, and they got me out the house, and we ended up and by the way, the Roosters. Shout out to the gentleman at the end of our night at Roosters, who, first of all, Don Yates. We got to talk about something, because Steve, isn't it great when people know things about your coworkers and they just come up and tell you all the little inside information that you know about you? So I learned something about Don Yates last night out of nowhere. Okay. It was awesome. And Steve, we got burgers. We had a good time. Listen, we ran up a good little tab, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Lady comes over and says, "You don't have a tab."
Wow.
What? So, gentlemen, I know you don't want me to call you out in particular. Thank you. On 93.9 The Ville, thank you so much for your coverage of our tab. That was awesome.
Very cool. Heck yeah.
Right. Okay.
That's awesome.
So
man.
Bungalow Joe's was awesome. Again, they were shutting down, so we hit Roosters. Had a great time. Just that kind of out and about. The Facebook, the Facebook Live was more or less, don't expect me to be doing a night show tonight, and I'm sorry about that.
And that's fair. That's fair, man. Look, if Steve can go on vacation, Marcus can do a tour of the restaurants in the town and enjoy himself
in the local area. Okay. So Lance McGarvey, definitely shout out, definitely open invite. Inbox me, please, and let me know what your schedule's like. So there's that, right? Okay, so fast forward. Yesterday, actually, I said fast forward. Brian Hall just hit you with some comeback music, right?
Yeah.
Steve, nobody's getting more joy. Like you and I, we love, the adult male loves to predict things.
Absolutely.
You love to prepare people for what's coming.
To a fault.
Yeah, right. Like there are different levels, but you and I in the sports world, especially in the sports prediction, especially when we're talking to our fan base, we love to decode Da Vinci level. Hey, y'all, it's hiding in plain sight. Here's what's going on. I know y'all can't see it just yet, but I'm telling you, listen to us. You'll watch it happen. You'll have a heads up. You'll be able to capitalize on the stock market before it happens. We are future seers. We bring this to you. Steve, you and I enjoy the Kenny Payne thing too much.
Yeah.
We enjoy the Lamar Jackson. We enjoy the Kenny Payne. Y'all, it's falling. Right? We enjoy it not only because it's our rival. We enjoy the prediction aspect of it.
Well, and there's a little bit of prideful in it because like the Kenny Payne thing, for instance, me and you were kind of like a couple situations. We were like, hey, first off, not saying I want him over Chris Mack, but I'm saying I think y'all aren't giving enough credit to how good of a hire it would be.
Yep.
And the other thing was, we said many times, like, no, these players are going to the NBA for Kentucky and they're shouting out Kenny Payne. Like,
Right.
So we were very much, I mean, it was deeper than that, but it was just we had so the whole point is there is a pride element to it too, where you like to kind of like, hey man, I was right on that.
Right. I saw it. I told you it was unpopular. It was scoffed at. It was made fun, especially the predictions that are joked about. Like, no, you're insane and I'm not. Right? Because then there's that element. Okay. So something was said yesterday. And fool yourself all you want, lie to yourself all you want. This guy holds weight. This guy is a mover and a shaker. You are going to hear something about your future. Now, I've already decoded this for you, but domino by domino, brick by brick, it is happening right in front of you as we speak. Brian Hall?
So let's just take a step back. Let's understand. In 2018, the Commission on College Basketball introduced a new process, an independent review process. That process hasn't reduced outcomes from arrests made by the FBI in September of 2017. And some of those acts of alleged wrongdoing occurred back in 2016. So we're now 5 years removed without outcomes. We need outcomes, particularly from those high-profile matters. The enforcement staff, the Committee on Infractions, are still active because we have had matters resolved. I think there was one announced last week, didn't involve this conference. But we need to readjust our expectations. And if you look over time, there have been a set of individual working groups that have introduced change. So the Commission on College Basketball most recently, the Enforcement Working Group 10 years ago, there was a Duff report, there was a Lee Commission. How do those all connect? And the rhetoric around what we need is more aggressive penalties, I would argue doesn't work. What would work more effectively might be reduced penalties, but specific time expectations to implement those penalties while slimming down the focus to that which is of primary concern for the support of college athletics. I'll give an illustration. A college coach walks into a high school and has a conversation with a high school junior. We've had universities spend 6 figures defending coaches in that. We've had potential head coach suspensions for an interaction. If we want to foster a college-going culture through college athletics, why wouldn't we allow those conversations to take place in football? They can take place in different ways in basketball. Stop spending time, the opportunity cost associated with that enforcement, and focus on the primary issues.
I hadn't heard that, first off.
Yeah. What's that sound? That sound is the door opening for exactly what we told you a long time ago. Readjust our expectations. Readjust our disciplinary, the way we look at it. We have coaches spending hundreds of thousands of dollars defending stuff they shouldn't have to defend. Add what you just heard out of Commissioner Sankey, SEC power player of the NCAA. He also said in another clip, I'm not trying to withdraw from the NCAA, but this is your way of playing nice. This is on air negotiations, what you just heard, Steve. This is, go ahead.
Well, and we, because like I said, I hadn't heard that full clip yet. I just kind of seen it floating out there, so I knew what it was. So I knew it was Sankey, but we told you too. When the SEC starts pushing for this, it's because even Sankey can't hide it. He tried to form the argument around basketball, and did you hear him halfway through when he was like, I mean, and then our football, it's like he was like, well, I mean, in our basketball, but it was like we said when the SEC gets behind this, then it's near. Yeah.
And Steve, when he says, now listen, I want to be clear. We're not trying to withdraw from the NCAA, but you know what I'm saying? When you put that but after we're not trying to withdraw from the NCAA, that's saying I like some things about the NCAA, our current structure. I don't want free for all, but you're going to have to change. Like basically his case is the time difference between investigation to now, the money spent on lawyers, the money spent, you have exacted your punishment already. You've literally got overput and harsher penalties. If you want to foster an environment that encourages kids to go to school, tournament bans and punishments like that are archaic. They are a thing of the past now. They have to be. You are preventing kids from wanting to go to school because of your sanctions.
Yeah.
We need direct, instant punishment. Now, if you still want to spend your time retroactively trying to punish universities like LSU, go to the basketball world. You know, you're losing money on your Kansases. You're losing money on your Louisvilles. You're losing money. They're losing money on investigations. There's more of a fracture between the NCAA and its members. Steve, that's the SEC commissioner saying it's time. It's time.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but you're right. Everything you're saying is 100% right. And when the SEC commissioner, and listen, I think he's right. I mean, and I think if you don't at this point, I mean, I would love to hear the counter argument because, okay, let's say Louisville should have been punished. Even though the more this is going on, the less I think that I think they're going to be punished. I really, at this point in time, I hate to even say this, I don't think they're going to miss a tournament.
Oh no, yeah, right. Listen,
yeah, I don't.
After listening to to Mark Emmert say we're going to start putting it in the hands of the conferences, or we're going to start basically letting the conferences start adjudicating the, you know, and so, boy, listen, we are the poster child. Listen, we are literally the poster child of. It has been too long since that violation for us to punish anybody on this program now.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, okay, let's grant each other the argument here. Louisville should have been punished and should have been punished harshly with at least a tournament ban, a postseason ban. Okay, I'll grant you that. At least grant me that they should at least be a year or two removed from that now. Like,
you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that should be something that at this point, Louisville should be well past the FBI scandal.
No, listen, I mean, it feels like Sankey was up there being our personal lawyer.
100%. Well, he's got some on the line too.
Right.
I mean, you know, he's got Auburn and LSU sitting over here, and it's like Auburn and LSU in basketball kind of, you know, been all right.
Right.
So, yeah.
No, that's the point. Like, what he's saying is exactly what we needed to hear from a powerful person.
Well, it doesn't get any more powerful in college football than and that means in college sports than the commissioner of the SEC.
Right. And again, we're going to be able to piggyback that, you know, that whole stance.
Sure. 100%.
And it won't look like it won't be seen as Louisville, you know, no, Louisville's going to go victim. And look, Steve, and you know, I hate victim guy, super victim guy. Louisville's going to go super victim guy.
Yeah, but it's why when people would make snarky comments to Louisville fans about, oh, y'all are just happy other people are getting in trouble, y'all just bring it, you know, yes, because then things like this happen and unforeseen circumstances happen. And now you have, if Louisville was in trouble and nobody else was, Sankey wouldn't give a crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I do still
about
think
fixing the structure of discipline. If there wasn't three NC, go ahead.
Oh, no. Yeah, right. If it was Louisville, you know, be like, whatever, get Louisville out of here. That's fine. but something else we said was last year, it was a bigger deal than people realized when commissioners got together and made a COVID decision. Like, that was a big deal because they looked stupid. That they looked they were being made to look very unorganized, maybe not stupid, but they were being made to look very unorganized by, well, that team's out there warming up in Charlotte and that team don't know. Then we got a game going on up here and and yet the NCAA is acting like, well, figure it out.
Right. Listen,
and when all those commissioners got on the line and said, hey, all right, make a decision. You out. Okay. We don't think we should be out, but you know what? We're the only two. You six think we should be, so we're going to pull out. Let's be done. And they boom, made a decision. And within a couple hours, tournaments are off. I mean, it was like, that's a big deal, y'all. Like, that's a big deal. Like, keep your eye on that one.
So, Steve, you want to hear pain? Because here's the thing. Y'all know I'm right. Y'all know I'm right. You heard Sankey. You heard Emmert. You see where this is now. You can be loser guy. And I'm going to wait till it actually happens before I feel a little better about myself. Listen, you know I'm right, and I know I'm right. And Steve, you want to hear what pain sounds like?
Mm-hmm.
I feel sorry for you guys, twisting minds into pretzels and doing your mental gymnastics to make yourselves feel better. I can't listen to this nonsense anymore or any longer. Bye, LMAO.
What?
That's the people who know you're right, Steve.
I wish I was there, because I guarantee that phone number. I guarantee is a 45 something.
It is not.
Okay, or is it a 299?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Okay, yeah, right. I knew him. I'm telling
so
you, dude.
Funny, Steve.
Yeah, I know him. I see them and I ignore them because I'm like, you are just miserable. You know what, dude?
You
Good
called from Orlando. You called out the exact number of the guy. Yeah, I was reading.
Yeah, because like there's like 3 that it's just like, God,
you're hurting.
Yeah, I'm like, go somewhere.
Yeah,
else,
right.
man.
Go
Please,
elsewhere.
God, there, Pratt and Issel are over there. Matt Jones.
Been great to us. I was born and raised here.
The community of Louisville is a very tight-knit group of individuals. They're really the heart and soul of Louisville.
Louisville's got a lot to offer, a lot of the big city feel, but it also has a small city vibe. It's just a great city, and it's been very supportive.
My favorite part is the people.
Satisfying what their needs is our top priority. Cox's and Evergreen are Louisville's neighborhood liquor store. Visit our website, coxeslouisville.com.
When you walk into other jewelry stores and you don't see Henry Dossi, Verragio, Tacori, it's because they cannot carry them. You have to be of status to carry what we carry.
Terry Vanderspay at Genesis Diamonds, talking about handcrafted, top-name bridal designers.
It's amazing to be able to sell this product. I sell it with passion. I sell it with conviction.
Terry's excited because she came from a store where they weren't allowed to sell designer rings, only cheaper knockoffs, including halo rings that wouldn't properly fit around the diamond.
It's like shoving a size 8 foot in a size 6 shoe. It cannot be done. It doesn't look right. It's not going to hold up. She's going to end up losing her diamond. She's going to hit it on something.
Today, Terry is proud to offer only the best, high-quality rings made to last a lifetime.
When I saw the quality and the integrity of these rings and the passion they put in their rings, it's amazing. This is something that she's going to be putting on her hand every day for the rest of her life.
Genesis Diamonds.
I want to be proud for her.
Shelbyville Road Plaza.
An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville. Time now for an ESPN Louisville Sports Center update.
Good morning, I'm Brian Hall. The Sports Center update brought to you by Baptist Health. Don't let joint pain get in your way. Take the Baptist Health knee and hip pain assessment today. BaptistHealth.com. The SEC football media days kicked off yesterday, and SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey spoke with the media about the need for the NCAA to be less unionized and rely more on the conferences.
I was pleased by President Emmert's call to reconsider the responsibilities of the National Office of Conferences and of campuses. While not knowing the path forward, we desire this necessary dialogue as it remains important for college athletics to have an effective governing body.
Kentucky head football coach Mark Stoops will be speaking with the media today at 2:30, and we'll have that coverage for you on ESPN 680 during the V Show. Last night, the Louisville basketball team had their charity event called The Show, which was a softball game where Team West won 11-8 after some controversial calls from home plate umpire Drew Diener. El Ellis led the way for Team West, going 4 for 4. Sticking with baseball news, the Cincinnati Reds fell to 48-46 on the year with an 11-15 loss in 11 innings to the New York Mets last night. Jesse Winker led the way for the Reds, going 3 for 6 with 2 RBIs. They'll look to bounce back tonight when they again take on the Mets at 7:10, with our coverage beginning at 6:40 on ESPN 680. Also today, the Louisville Bats will kick off their series with the Redbirds. First pitch is this morning at 11 o'clock, so they will go for their 4th straight victory. And last but certainly not least, just a reminder that ESPN Louisville is your exclusive home for the NBA Finals this year, as we'll have Game 6 tonight when the Bucks will look to close out the series, as they have a 3-2 series lead. Tip-off for that game is set for 9 o'clock, and our coverage will begin at 8 o'clock right here on 93.9 The Ville. Keep it locked here. Middays with Marcus Maben is next. This is SportsCenter.
Prescription products require an online consultation. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
My husband's ED was affecting our marriage. When he first started experiencing ED, it was difficult for both of us. We didn't know who to talk to about it or where to get help. HIMSS was our answer. HIMSS connected my husband with a licensed provider online. He was able to get medication to treat his ED at a fraction of the price people pay for the name brand. It was delivered to our door, and guess what? Our sex life is back. It works.
Right now, get your first online provider's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/love. Yep, free. No copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Just the care you need.
Thanks to HIMSS, we got our sex life and our marriage back.
To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/love. That's forhims.com/love for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/LOVE.
The NBA Finals continue.
Rips it away. What a steal for Drew Holiday. 15 seconds left to Giannis for the flush.
Giannis and the Bucks keep rolling, winning their 3rd straight to take the 3-2 series lead. Now we return to Milwaukee, where the Suns face a must-win Game 6. Will they survive, or will the Bucks be crowned NBA champions?
Coverage begins tonight at 8 o'clock on 93.9 The Ville.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Resources one could have. And if you agree, then DFH Company is definitely the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222. Or you can look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Look into our Mitsubishi mini split, or their Mitsubishi mini split, like the one we use in our studios for that hard to heat or hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222, or look them up online at dfhcompany.com.
All right, and I got a couple things here. Just kind of checking out which one here.
Okay, okay. While you're doing that,
I'll get it before we go to break.
Okay,
let me have Brian. Brian, shoot me the one I'm supposed to do. I'm confused here, and then I'll get it before we go to break.
I will say this right now. Also, one extra shout out. The Four Pegs specialty burger. You know, this is Burger Week, where all restaurants that are participating, they have their specialty burger for $6. The Four Pegs burger is it's actually the Four Pegs burger. 3/4, or I'm sorry, 1/3 pound Black Angus cheddar, kimchi, and house pickles burger is what they have today at Four Pegs. So let me definitely throw that shout out. Let me get this in here too while I'm here. Instead of you doing the UPS. The athletes have trained and are in Tokyo ready to compete for gold. DraftKings, America's top rated sportsbook app, is giving you a shot to stand on the podium. This week, DraftKings is giving you 100-1 odds on the United States medaling at least once this year. Place any pre-event wager of $1 to be eligible to cash $100 in free credits if America wins any medal this year. That's 100-1 odds on an American athlete to stand on the podium and receive gold, silver, or bronze this week. Sign up for DraftKings Sportsbook now to get in on all of the action. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WLCL when you sign up to turn $1 into $100 in free credits if America wins a medal. That's code WLCL for a limited time. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Indiana only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbooks for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. So here's the thing.
Well done, sir.
Appreciate it, Steve. It's tough. You can hurry up and get back so you can have this job back.
No, listen. No, I was just looking, and there was a couple of them, and I was trying to figure out. I was like, okay, which one do I do today?
Oh, that's the one you were talking about. Brian getting to you.
Yeah.
Bad.
I mean, no. That's trust me, it's fine.
I thought you were getting the UPS.
No, Brian, I will get the UPS though. Brian shot me a copy of it. I appreciate that. So yeah, I'll get that UPS.
And yeah, okay. So, to put a bow tie on the Greg Sankey comments. I mean, I think we all in agreements that, this is another positive step, another domino falling in the Mulligan talk. Because it's looking a lot closer to Mulligan. Like I said, I'm using the word Mulligan. I definitely know it won't be a complete Mulligan, but evidence comes out, time period being factored in, staff, players being factored in. I think we are. And the fact that Will Wade is still coaching at LSU. I mean, and if he has, look, I'm actually going to be rooting for them because if he has a decent year, it's another okay, he's still there, y'all. Come on now. Go ahead.
I think one of the biggest things was, Rick Pitino becoming kind of a darling of March last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a story. People were excited. I was excited, and it was like, but part of me was excited because I'm like, yes, good. I need everybody to know Rick Pitino is still out here coaching.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And again, let's be truthful. You say Mulligan, anything
outside of a tournament,
man, we're going to count because the fans are the most punished with this stuff. They really are. The coaches, it's tougher to recruit different things, but the fans, they spend so much money to fill these stadiums, to go on trips. We, as fans, we build our whole year. We do weddings around, you know what I'm saying? We love sports is a time for people to say, man, it has been a rough, crappy week at work, but you know what? For 2.5 hours here, I've got Duke and Louisville. I'm in, you know what I mean? This is all I care about, or whatever. And it's we've been the most punished. That's why I think Sankey's comments are true too, because it's who's getting punished here, man? We're talking 4 years deep. Who are you punishing? Y'all ain't punishing. What? The punishment's over, man.
Right.
And that's where you said he sounded a little bit like you could have put Louisville's name in there and said, that's Louisville's defense lawyer. And I'd have been like, yeah, it kind of is. But it's true. And I 100% agree with you.
Okay, so earlier you mentioned offensive line getting a little bit of love. Do you want to pivot into that football conversation? Because here's the thing: we are talking media days. We are getting to that. Malik Cunningham on award watch lists, and we're starting to get more football vibe. Of course, SEC media day. I'm only worried about what Ole Miss is going to be talking about. I really have no other rooting interest right now in the SEC other than let me keep my eye on Ole Miss. And by the way, Steve, have you still been tweeting at Lane Kiffin?
I have. I've been shooting
I hadn't seen him.
Random, well, not daily, but I'll randomly just hit him with a nice little you ready? Louisville tweets something out like the other day. Louisville tweeted something out about running the sprints and touching the line. And so I made sure Lane Kiffin knew that we were. But look, you want to hear the most loser thing ever?
I'm listening.
I'm kind of getting cold feet because I'm like, the more look, it's getting that time of year
where it's going to make bulletin boards.
I think we can win. So now I'm like, look, I'm already in that.
So now it's not
that's college football.
It's not trolling anymore.
No, everybody, look, you're college football more than any sport because you're so hungry for sports. You spend that last bit of July and August just, my team's ready. Like this is the year. Like right. I don't know, we're gonna shock the world, dude. We're gonna win 10. And it's like we're gonna beat Ole Miss game 1. Like, I mean, that's college football fandom to a T. But yeah, I'm with you on paying attention because I do want to. Well, media days is the kickoff to football,
right?
I mean, that's why they changed it to what is it, the ACC kickoff and the.
You will listen. You need to make sure that you don't have anything scheduled for the Kenny Klein sponsored Louisville Media golf outing, Steve.
Absolutely.
That is the most important event of your preseason.
We are doing a show from there, right?
We are absolutely doing a show from there.
Because I've gotten a couple of the emails to play. So I'm going to respectfully decline to play. I even got a second email that I think everybody got for the people who didn't respond yet. That was like, hey, basically, if you suck, don't worry about it. Like, it's handicapped. So
right.
Yeah, well, each team's gonna have a sucker guy. But yeah, no, I love that event. Yeah, I'll definitely be out there. And that's another one that feels kind of like, okay,
yep,
it's right around the corner. So yeah. But yeah, so I'm into that media days, and then I start seeing things like the top 5 position ACC list.
Top 5 position ACC list.
Marcus, right now, who would you say is probably your starting offensive line? I would say Cole Bentley.
Yeah, there's three that have already been acknowledged as being.
Well, yeah, but I mean the point I'm making is Bentley, Chandler, Reed, Hudson. Those 4, and then the 5th one, we'll see. There's a few,
and they've been talking about a rotation, a big time rotation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, he talked about it was so deep. So Hudson has already been recognized as one of the better transfers of the offseason. Then the ACC has now recognized Caleb Chandler as one of the top 5 guards in the conference. The ACC or the ACC network has also recognized Cole Bentley as one of the top 5 centers in the conference. We know what Trevor Reed has been, one of the top JUCO tackles coming out last year, a guy who's going to be on the freak list,
right?
That will be at tackle. That's 4 guys right there that are getting acknowledgement. And I went through and looked, and they ACC Network broke it down into top 5 tackles, top 5 guards, top 5 centers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at that. Louisville has 2. Only 2 teams have more. Virginia Tech has 3, and Boston College has 3.
Come on, Big Nell.
I know.
It's all coming down to you because we know what last year's line coach we be chomping at the bit.
And that's where I think, and that's where I kind of wanted to parlay this conversation into is the defense has gotten a lot of hype. By the way, man, I read something this morning about a possible late addition to this football team, to this offense that is just going to make you so happy. And I'm going to send it to you later.
Okay.
Yeah, the skill position. And if you've got some of the Cardinal authorities and the rivals and stuff, you'll know too. And we'll get to that in the coming days. But The defense is something I think everybody's kind of expecting to be pretty good. But I think the story between now and football season is going to shift to this O-line, because I think that there's a growing expectation for this O-line to be pretty dang good. When Coach Satterfield says it's the deepest O-line room maybe he's ever had, when I see two of my guys getting acknowledged as top 5 guys in the conference, when I see two of my guys getting acknowledged as number 1 and 2, 3 transfers, and the JUCO, I'm kind of giving Trevor Reed last year because last year was his transfer year and he really played, so but he was a top JUCO. I think that there is a growing expectation that this line's going to be pretty dang good. And that may become the story in between now and football season.
This was a dramatic pause for a reason.
No, I know.
Just my dramatic pause is, at what point are you going to say that your offensive line is better than Ole Miss's?
Oh, I don't know, man. I'd have to do some research on Ole Miss.
I know that. But here's the problem. To your point, Steve, the closer you get, the more you start saying things like that. The more you start saying, hey, I mean, we did get Auburn's offensive line coach. Auburn's line has always been known to at least hold their own.
Yeah, I mean, it's a guy who knows the SEC.
Knows the SEC.
Knows the SEC style of play, knows the SEC. And what I mean by style of play, go ask Jalen Reeves-Maven if there's a in the trenches style of play that differs in big-time SEC football.
I was watching that App State Tennessee game again. Coach Satterfield wants to run this football, man.
Yeah.
He really wants to be able to run the football.
Yeah, we got to get over that. That's as Louisville fans, we got to get over that. That is
no, not only get over it. This is your chance. This is your chance to beg for forgiveness. This is your chance to make right the wrong you did. And the wrong you did was your complaining, whining about strong, just 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah.
Yes, he ran the ball. Ball control, 24-17, game over, let's go home.
Yeah.
By running the ball, by being able to run the ball on 3rd and 5. To make the defense play defense the entire time. So this is your chance to re-embrace the running game. Because that man wants to run the football.
Well, you know what's funny? What's funny with you saying that, man, is that was what drove everybody nuts with Charlie.
Yes.
But it's also, I mean, we were winning at a high level.
And it was putting people in the league.
And I don't think it's the same style.
No.
Let me be clear. I do not think it's the same style. It's running the football, yes. It's two totally different ways of going about it.
Right.
So, yeah. So let me be clear.
Charlie was definitely downhill.
Yes. Power football. We're zone running. We're ending around, like I think receiver, Harold Watkins, those guys are going to get, if the Syracuse transfer comes to fruition, that I was referring to earlier. I mean, we're talking about a major all-purpose guy at running back. So, like, there's that straight from Dino Babers.
And by the way, let me pass this along. This is just a little, hey, when you say, hey, we gotta get used to it. Okay, with this stretch, y'all, like, please appreciate with the stretch style of run, you're going to get some lost yards, like. It's a lot of people shooting the gaps, and sometimes they're going to get you in the backfield, while it's, somebody's going to guess right on defense. So that lost, 3 yards because somebody gambled and shot the gap, like that's going to happen. So you kind of got to get used to that. But if that guy misses, this is why Satterfield says these are home run plays. You know, if a guy gets out of his gap and takes that gamble in our stretch play and misses or doesn't get to the guy, these are some home run, like our stretch run is going to give you. Like, why do you think Javian put up those numbers like that?
Oh, yeah.
The quarter, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, these defensive players are really good that you're playing against in Division I college football.
Right.
I mean, they can make plays. Like, they can read your play and get it. But you've put your man in one-on-one. Either beat that man, don't make it, you know, or that guy doesn't read it right.
Yep.
And you're right, man.
We had one defensive step out of the play and a stretch run. And if our offensive line is like tied at the hip, you know, if they're really together, they can literally push you off balance, free up our running back, and the safety is the only thing left between him and pay dirt. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. People like when you see the 3-yard loss, oh, why'd you run it? No, they made a play. They took a gamble. They made a play. You know, you're gonna see
and be willing to run at times when yes, I'm talking to you, Madden guy. When you feel like it should be a guaranteed pass, you've got to be willing to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might run it on 3rd and 6. You might run it on, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might, whereas, because you got to, you have to trust. You have to trust the offense. You have to trust the offensive coaches that they see what they like. If they run a play on 3rd and 6, you have to trust that they saw something.
Right.
Or trust your quarterback who is on the Maxwell Award watch, who's on the Davey O'Brien list, who's on, you know, you're going to have to trust the quarterback.
And your quarterback is empowered to run the ball, to make a play. Like, he's not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's not. In the learning process, they've made sure they didn't, you know, put handcuffs on Malik. But check.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
But check it down, Malik.
Yeah. But if you can dump it off to Marshawn Ford, why don't you go ahead and do that?
Right. Yeah. Your running back's just sitting out there waiting. Throw it out to him.
No, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, but it is nice to see some names start popping up. I don't know if you're getting this vibe, but reading some of the commentaries on Louisville and stuff, seems like there's now maybe not on the national scale, like as far as playoff or anything, like not even close, you know, but there does seem like there's a growing buzz of like, maybe watch out for that Louisville team to be a little better than we were thinking. Like, you know, like maybe not even New Year's 6, you know, maybe not anything like that, but like, watch out for that team to end up with 8-9 wins. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
that's when the problem is, Steve, that's when we turn into harsh graders. Prime example. I just got a text. It says, if we have a top 5 guard and a top 5 center, Cunningham and Satterfield have no excuses for a sloppy offense. See, this is what it turns into when you start getting the expectation part. When you start getting this team might be all right. Then go ahead.
Well, I think there's a little bit of truth to that, though.
But again, but see, that was my point with the loss of yards. To me, that's not sloppy offense. That's, you know, a 3-yard loss.
Well, yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm when I see sloppy, I'm talking turnovers and stuff like, yeah. But I mean, of course, that has nothing to do with your offensive line, really. I mean, yeah.
Listen, and we fought the good fight last year, but there were some times you just couldn't convince anybody that the offensive line, like I said, the graders of the offensive line, they look at it and they say, that pocket's clean. Malik, step up in the pocket. But they grade it. That was an A+ possession. Fans say, you know, oh, Malik's running for his life. It's like, no, he wasn't. He had more time if he stepped up in the pocket. You know, he was getting out of there. He was running too fast on the stretch plays, you know, instead of kind of working with the pocket. So yeah, graders of the offensive line can see, no, we had a good offensive line last year. Not
100%.
Like, again, gonna be a lot better this year. But Ledford, like I said, you don't. For those who say he had a horrible offensive line, it's like, no, Ledford doesn't end up in the Atlanta Falcons.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Like that should be a mic drop point right there. Like, y'all, look, the Atlanta Falcons don't take him if y'all's O-line sucked last year.
Right? Listen, 2 years.
They were like
2 years in a row.
That dude's running that Louisville O-line straight into the ground. Let's take him.
We're literally going to take that guy who has
tremendous point.
the worst offensive line in the ACC, and we're going to say, hey, you know what? We got a job for you at the Falcons.
Yeah. No, that should be a mic dropper. Like, y'all, end of story.
Right.
Go, point the blame elsewhere.
Yeah. Like, okay, this year, if you want to go Big Nell or something, like, yeah, you can find a different way, but no. If you are one of those people who couldn't stop harping on how bad the offensive line is, the fact that the Falcons came and took Ledford means you were just wrong.
Yeah,
you were wrong,
no,
and you weren't looking. Yeah, you weren't looking into the details. Oh, okay, Steve. A couple questions before I get you out of here.
Yeah.
You said championship does end tonight.
I think so. Going back home, I mean, the way Phoenix kind of had that. Phoenix.
Giannis has the look too. He has the look.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. That's exactly. I joked about Jordan War earlier and stuff, and there was some fun to that. But Giannis is making me eat my words.
Yep.
In this one, because I was like, Giannis is well, and I don't know if it's eating my words. I mean, I don't think we saw this.
He's playing. Right. He's playing up to a high level. He's improved his play. His focus has gotten better. His intensity has matched championship level intensity,
and his teammates are starting to feel it I can't remember who it was through that. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, Booker threw the alley or Cameron Payne. No. Okay, you're talking about the alley oop. That was
the alley oop. Yeah, they threw to.
That was from the guard to Giannis.
Yeah, to Giannis. Yeah, not the one Giannis blocked. Even though
what's his name? Ryan.
Even though I disagree with a lot of people on that Giannis block.
He's the most underrated guard. Drew Holiday. Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Drew Holiday. Yeah. See, I now let me just get this soapbox really quick. People that now look, I like LeBron. Everybody knows that. I like LeBron. But people that were, and I'm not saying LeBron's block wasn't better. I think it was. But people that are very dismissive of that Giannis block, I'm like, listen, 2 steps. Was out of position, went straight up,
risking his hand broke. That's how you get your hand broke.
Yeah, 7 foot DeAndre Ayton was already in the air, and he met him above the rim, and that block deserved. Like I do get aggravated when I get. Oh, I mean, come on, like that block wasn't as good as people. Yes,
no, you're wrong. You're wrong. And again. The look on his face after the block is what stood out to me. It's the okay. LeBron did it a couple years ago. Well, I say a couple years ago. You realize LeBron's been doing this 16 years. When dude from San Antonio Spurs came down the middle. You remember that block LeBron had? And you could
white dude.
Yeah, you could hear the. It's funny you said the white dude. Look, I did everything I could, Steve, not to say the white dude, right? And then you're like, the white dude. Listen, that block was like, I'm not taking no for an answer. It was like that's how hard. And LeBron, you put yourself in a legacy altering position to have that dude dunk on you.
Listen, Marcus, if Ayton punches that ball on Giannis and the Suns win that game, the series ended. It's over. It's done over. The Suns won in Phoenix. Giannis is like, look, then I'm going.
Tiago Splitter. Thank you, texters.
Tiago Splitter. Yep, that's it. But I'm going, Giannis needs to just go robbing somebody. You know what I mean? No, absolutely. You're 100% right. And my point with Drew Holiday was his teammates are starting to feel it. Down the stretch right there to throw that oop in traffic, they're starting to say, nah, Giannis gonna take us.
Yep.
Like throw it up there, go get it, punch that ball. He's growing into a superstar.
He has the look on. Like I said, he realized. You remember we watched LeBron start doing the reading the books and he's going to exhaust anything in his power to win this championship and just not accepting no.
Yeah, win or lose the finals. Now, of course, if he wins, I think it really will. But I'm going to put a little different respect on Giannis's name from here on out as Steve Rummage for sure.
Yeah. And listen, I'm not going to let people do Middleton's really the no.
No, everybody has a guy who's really awesome. Right. Kobe has a Shaq. Jordan, LeBron has a Wade and a Bosh. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, you don't win titles.
LeBron even had a Kevin Love.
Right, yeah, Kevin Love.
Listen, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna or just because I don't know.
Did he hang up? Okay, let me check.
No,
let me check the phone lines real quick.
Yeah,
Doc, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away, my man.
Hey, Marcus, listening to you talk about, the dunk and blocking a dunk, do you think it's easier to block somebody who's trying to dunk with two hands as opposed to one-handed dunk? I've always heard that punching it out on a two-handed dunker is a whole lot easier than trying to go up on somebody's dunk with one hand.
Oh, Doc, I appreciate the call. And Steve, you can speak to this. One hand is easier to dunk on somebody, but a one-hand dunk, you're exposed. And if they get it, all they got to do is barely tip it to mess up a one-hand dunk, right? Two-hand, you have more control.
But it's stationary.
Yeah, right. And you probably don't jump as high with the two-hand dunk unless you have good body plyometrics. Yeah.
And unless you're one of those guys that can with Glenn Robinson it or something like, can move it in the air, whatever. Yeah.
Right. Like if you got two hands on it, you can move it to the side, or you can decide if you're going to go power and try to break somebody's hand or something. You got more control with the two, but the one hand is riskier, but you can catch somebody one hand.
Ooh, yeah.
Right. So I guess that's the best answer I have for Doc. Last thing before you get out of here, is there any TBT jealousy? You should have saw Charles.
Funny you asked that.
Charles comes in here. He does a dance, man. He has a dab to him. He has a dab dance, Steve. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
No, I haven't, but I've saw it.
Yeah, right.
I know what he looks like. I can see it.
He has kind of a dab / running man dance. And he came in doing his stationary running man. We're going to the Sweet 16, baby. And I was like, damn it. And then, of course, he's saying we're going to Sweet 16. Can you imagine what my show would be like today if my TBT team was going to the Sweet 16?
Listen, I'll be honest. Here's my thoughts on that. It's one of those things. There's not a lot of jealousy of it, but I think I would have had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I couldn't even tell you. I'd be lying if I said I've watched 1 second.
He said, oh, we beat Team D2. I said, what do you mean? He said, oh, there's a team with a bunch of D2 players. It's called Team D2. And I'm like, I'm feeling incredibly disrespected. And so then he sees the pain in my face, Steve, and he's like, listen, it was such a sympathy. Like Charles gave me such a sympathy. Hey, but man, that's really messed up. What happened with Louisville? Why do you think that happened? I mean, is it because they thought they could? Charles, you know what happened? They wanted Russ and Siva and got their hopes up on that, and then they just bullied us out the tournament.
Yeah, that there is a few teams in there that when I read the roster,
Team D2.
Yeah, that's bullcrap.
Team D2. You let Team D2 in, and you didn't let Shane Behan in, and Kevin Ware. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. Okay, Steve, get out of here. Enjoy more time on the lovely front of Orlando.
All right, appreciate you guys, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Definitely. Last commercial break. Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Bill.
Summertime is wing time, and Wing Zone has you covered. Wing Zone has 17 amazing flavors to choose from, including our new hot garlic and Louisiana lemon pepper. Don't forget to try our new colossal chicken sandwich. Have Wing Zone delivered to your pool party or pick up at any of our 2 Louisville locations. Wingzone.com. You got it.
Hey everybody, Steve Rummage here. And if you have listened to 93.9 The Ville over the last few months, you know I've reminded you of 3 simple words. Call Josh Jarbo. Josh is a licensed realtor and owner of RE/MAX Alliance, and with the spring market heating up, he wants to make your home buying or selling process as efficient as possible by offering a guaranteed sale program and instant offers on commercial listings. And if that wasn't enough, up to $5,000 seller credit by mentioning you heard it right here. So don't wait any longer and contact Josh Jarbo at 502-216-7590 or Josh Jarbo at remax.net.
We are Louisville's hometown sports station. ESPN 680, 1057, and 93.9 The Ville, with the most play-by-play of the biggest events, including the NCAA tournament and Final Four.
Wire-to-wire winner for the Baylor Bears.
The College Football National Championship.
The Crimson Tide will not be denied.
The NFL and Super Bowl 54.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are Super Bowl 55 champions, led by Tom Brady.
The NBA Finals.
The Lakers conquer the bubble.
The World Series.
The Los Angeles Dodgers have won the World Series.
And the Kentucky Derby.
And they're into the stretch.
Featuring exclusive coverage of the Triple Crown. Big game, big race, one place. ESPN 680, 1057, and 93.9 The Ville.
The 2021 finals are here, and only one team will be left standing when the final buzzer sounds. At TwinSpires Sportsbook, if you sign up and place a $10 outright wager on the eventual champ, you can walk away feeling like you just won the title with an extra $200 in your account. Just register using code HOOPS200. That's TwinSpires. Download the app and bet today.
Void where prohibited. For terms and conditions, visit twinspires.com. Must be 21 or older and physically present in Indiana to bet. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
I'm Ethan Moore.
And I'm Taylor Lynch.
Check out Louisville Sports Live, the city's longest running all U of L sports talk show, every Wednesday at 6 o'clock right here on 93.9 The Ville.
All the best local and national guests talking all things Louisville football, basketball, and recruiting.
Every Wednesday at 6 right here on 93.9 The Ville. And follow us on Twitter at Elville Sports without an O live.
And check out the website, LouisvilleSportsLive.net. Go Cards.
Beautiful ball into the run of Napo Masoso, and what a team goal! Hey, it's Jeff Greer. Lou City is back in action Friday as the boys in purple hit the road to take on Colorado Springs. Join Casey Whitfield and me starting at 8:45 for pregame coverage, followed by the game broadcast at 9 p.m., and it's all right here on ESPN 680, 1057, 93.9 The Ville, and the ESPN Louisville app.
Have you been in a car wreck? Insurance companies can be really tough to deal with on your own. I'm Sam Aguiar, and our team is here to help. We have been fortunate enough to represent thousands of people from Kentucky communities, and we would love to speak with you about your potential case. Our team loves what we do. The consultation for you is free, and we don't charge you anything unless we win the case for you. So come be a part of our team. Our phone number is easy, 502-888-8888. 502-888-8888.
Summer fun is back at Beach Bend Park. Enjoy 2 parks in 1 with classic amusement rides, like the awesome Kentucky Butler roller coaster, daily shows, mini golf, and more. Experience the park at dark during Friday night lights. Take the plunge in our 1,000,000-gallon Splash Lagoon water park with wave pool, lazy river, and exhilarating water slides. For park hours, season passes, or to purchase tickets online and save, visit beachbend.com.
Beach Bend Park, for the whole family. Beach Bend Park.
Fires in. Oh, what a firecracker from Jimmy McLaughlin. Hey, it's Jeff Greer. Lou City is back in action Friday as the boys in purple hit the road to take on Colorado Springs. Join Casey Whitfield and me starting at 8:45 for pregame coverage, followed by the game broadcast at 9 p.m., and it's all right here on ESPN 680, 1057, 93.9 The Ville, and the ESPN Louisville app.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
there's a problem. The other day, I made you, a part of my joke. And I said, I said I could feel your feet through the entire building. Thus, I went on. It reminded me of my childhood and my mother. And I made a blanket statement about the heaviness of the way women walk. This happened, right? And I know when I say things like that, I get in a little trouble. The women, they don't like blanket statements, and I get it. I held firm, right, to the blanket women statement, right? Now, because of you, I have to apologize to every single woman that didn't like what I had to say about the heaviness of your walk. You want to know why I have to apologize? Because apparently you are legendary for having the heaviest walk. Allegedly, come to the microphone. Allegedly, Dawn, you stomped a hole through the pier deck or something, and Matt Yates absolutely took a picture of it. No, I need answers. I need answers.
Twice.
Wait, what? Leave her up, Brian. Leave her.
I fell through the pier.
You
twice.
Stomped. You stomped your feet through the pier, Dawn.
I didn't stomp. I was walking. I was carrying some things the first time.
Were you carrying bags of bricks?
Yeah. Yes. No. Let's just say it wasn't because of me. It was the quality of the dock. For 2 weekends in a row on 2 separate occasions. Somehow Matt didn't fall through. Matt, big giant.
Right, Matt. Yes.
I fell through. I think I fell through because my little petite foot aligned perfectly with the boards whenever I would walk.
Twice
weekends.
Leave her. Twice for 2 weekends in a row.
Yes. So the first weekend, and then the very next weekend. And the very next weekend was whenever Matt did not help me out.
He just took pictures.
No, he got out the phone and started taking the pictures, which I will show you, because then he proceeded to post them on our Marina's Facebook page.
I heard
of people carrying me out. Who is this?
I know.
Who is this person?
I know. I will not divulge my inside source, but he knows you and he knows Matt well, and he had a good laugh, and we spent our evening in Roosters talking about Dawn and Matt Yates last night.
I'm going to be stomping around our little glorified trailer park trying to figure out
when you get home, right?
You had me so scared.
Dawn, when have I ever? You know what? Brian. You know what Dawn reminds me of? You know how we always say that our interviews, we're going to open up our interviews with the tough question, and that sigh of relief that everybody has. Like I'm just like I'm just like Pat Fortius. Well, thank you so much, Dawn, for sharing your side of the story on this one.
Me and my heavy feet. You're welcome.
So it's not all women. It's just Dawn, apparently.
It's just me. Look, usually whenever I walk, I'm on a daggone mission. So
right.
I will continue on that mission.
Fair enough. Thank you so much, Dawn. So yeah, that was the lovely Dawn Yates explaining that she has a propensity for stomping through boat docks, when she's not shaking the ESPN Louisville studios. So I do appreciate that. A couple more topics. I don't want to say huge topics, but this is one that I'm disappointed to be here. I'm not going to go into a deep thing because this is a rabbit hole that nobody wants to go down. And I'll just say this. By the way, Cam Akers just ruptured his Achilles tendon. I hate that for the Rams because I really wanted to see what Matthew Stafford was going to do in that one. I was kind of watching I was having to wait and see what Stafford, like, okay, is it the Lions? Is it the Lions, or is it, Stafford's been there quite a while. I was curious to see it. So that was disappointing things. Kendrick Perkins needs CPR. One other thing. I got to ask this to Brian as well. Brian.
Yes.
Is it time to cancel the Tokyo Olympics?
No.
No matter what.
No, it's the Olympics. They must go on.
I've been hearing too many stories about vaccinated people testing positive and getting pulled out of events and contact traced and all that stuff.
They're having an outbreak over there.
I know, but I'm hearing the stories of vaccinated people are testing positive. And I'm just like, if y'all are going to be in that bubble and vaccinated people testing positive is going to keep them out of Olympic competition, for the first time in my since this started, for the first time, I'm saying, if that's going to be the policy, then you might as well shut it down.
Yeah. It was kind of, we kind of felt like we were coming out of this COVID-19 phase and just, hold on.
Yeah, grab that. I don't want to hear anything in the background. Dawn's back there cussing me out. I can't believe he threw me out here and said that. Go ahead.
So I thought we were coming out of it. And then right after the All-Star break, it's like the Yankees and the Red Sox get canceled because of COVID-19. Then another baseball game was canceled because of COVID-19. Now we're starting to hear about it at the Olympics.
Okay, is there going to need, in just your opinion, and this is just general opinion, like I said, I'm not going down a rabbit hole of COVID talk. In your opinion, the policy that even if you have been vaccinated, if you test positive, you're not being able to play, is the policy now like is it the policy that needs to be upgraded?
I was worried for a little while too, because the U.S. Olympic basketball team, they were like so and so's in health and safety protocol. And I'm like, is this COVID-19 related? I'm like, are we gonna get our Team USA team out because somebody tests positive for COVID-19? But no, the policy.
But that's what I'm saying. Look, Texas, I believe Texas is about to say COVID vaccine or vaccinated people should be able to play anyway. And like, even if that's the case,
I think so.
Yeah. Even if that's the case, like the policy has to change, because if vaccinated people can't play, then what are we doing?
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is like, if you've been vaccinated, it's kind of play at your own risk now.
Right.
That's what
and listen, and the unvaccinated, listen, people know how you know how I feel about this. If you are unvaccinated and you are, if you test positive, you can't play. That is what that's what you did. That's your choice.
The whole point of getting when the vaccinations started happening, that's when things started opening back up. So why should it be any different with sports?
My point. Yeah. And again, general point is, hey, if a guy makes his conscious decision to not get vaccinated and he tests positive and he has to do Chris Paul and he has to sit out his 3 or 4 games, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
penalize the player or not. I was going to say, have the guy who caught COVID be the one that has to sit out, but don't make the other players.
Right.
Like we used to do. Like when we first started, it was like, oh, if you've been around the person, then you gotta.
But yeah, if you're contact tracing vaccinated people in anything, if you are doing that, again, feel how you feel. I've made it clear from the beginning how I felt. I believe in freedom of choice. That's just my general opinion.
I think it's going that way now. It's like, go out at your own risk. Do what you want to do.
But yeah.
By the way, though,
the
caller that's on the line, Kent, he was the guy from last night.
Sorry. I wasn't going to call out my name. Kent, thanks for joining us today on 93.9. And I do appreciate the hospitality last night. Let me say that first and foremost. But thanks for calling in. What's going on, my man?
Welcome, Marcus. It's good seeing you out and about. I only did part of that. My other buddy, and I won't bring his name up so we don't have to let Don know who it was. He took care of most of it, though. But it's good seeing you out.
No, listen.
I'm looking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm going to find that Sports Illustrated I was telling you about, and I'll bring it by sometime when I get my hands on it.
Oh yeah, listen. Please feel free. Listen, could you give the listeners a real quick rundown of what you saw and on the image of Don going through the pier board?
I can't tell you that because that's not mine. That was my buddy's.
That's his story to tell.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't see it, so I can't speak about it. He told me about it, and then he went over and talked to you about it. So I honestly hadn't seen it, so I don't know anything about it.
Okay, fair enough. So what say you? Is it going to be another Nolan Lake weekend?
Probably not this weekend. Maybe the weekend after.
Well, listen again. I appreciate the conversation and the hospitality from the entire table. I definitely speak on behalf of myself and Pops Dwayne. I do appreciate that.
All right, Marcus, take care.
Yeah, absolutely. Kent joining us. Like, hey, listen, I wasn't gonna say names, and
we still don't know the mystery person that's been the storyteller.
No, he did say his name, I think. Oh no, he said who picked up the. Okay,
He said
fair
I won't
enough.
tell you who I was with. That told the stories, but I was part of the group that paid your tab.
Oh, okay. He had an echo in the background a little bit, so I couldn't.
Yeah, I think he had his radio on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was funny. Like I said, I was out and about. I did have a good time though. Like, I'm gonna get out a lot more now. I am gonna get out the house a lot. And Brian,
especially when you get free meals, man.
Brian,
must be nice.
Is there? I promise you, y'all. I talked about jobs earlier, about jobs that you have to be a little bit of a jerk to be, and how that's a terrible feeling. But Brian, I got to tell you, man, there is nothing. Personally, like Marcus Maben feeling, there is nothing like the feeling of you don't have a tab. Like when she said that, I was like, marry me. That's how emotional. Listen, that's the way to my heart. Be a waitress and come over to my table at the end when it's time to whip out those debit cards and credit cards and just say, hey, I think you're handsome, man. You don't have a tab.
Boom. The way to Marcus's heart.
That is the fast track to Marcus Maben's heart. Become a waitress. Tell me I'm handsome.